In the labyrinth of human mind, the line between sanity and insanity often blurs. Welcome to the chilling chronicles of two infamous Indian crime cases that shook the nation. In the vast expanse of human consciousness, there exists a dark corner, a place where the unthinkable becomes reality. Today, we will journey into this obscure realm, exploring the darkness that lurks within the human psyche. We will examine two of the most harrowing crime cases to have ever occurred on Indian soil, their stories intertwined with deception, horror, and a shocking disregard for human life. The first case is the haunting tale of the Nithari killings, a series of gruesome crimes that unfolded in the small village of Nithari on the outskirts of India's bustling capital, New Delhi. The second is the chilling saga of the Stonemen of Kolkata, a moniker given to an elusive serial killer who terrorized the streets of Kolkata during the late 80s. These cases not only sent shockwaves throughout the nation, but also sparked a fierce debate about the state of law enforcement and the justice system in India. The sheer brutality of these crimes left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness of the society, causing a stir and leaving a lasting imprint. They forced us to question our understanding of humanity and to confront the terrifying reality of what humans are capable of when they step over the line that separates sanity from insanity. The darkness of these crimes, their chilling narratives, and the societal impact they had all form the crux of our exploration today. The stories are not easy to digest, and the truths they reveal are even more difficult to accept. Yet, it is crucial to remember that by understanding these horrifying realities, we take the first step towards preventing such atrocities in the future. As we delve deeper, prepare to witness the horrifying realities of these dark crimes. The year 2006 witnessed a crime that sent shivers down the spine of every Indian. The Nithari killings, a gruesome tale of deception and murder. Nestled in the bustling suburb of Noida, near the capital city of Delhi, was an unassuming house in Nithari that hid a chilling secret. The house belonged to Maninder Singh Pandar, a wealthy businessman, and his servant, Surinder Kohli. Little did anyone know that behind the mundane exterior of this house lay a horrifying narrative of crime that would soon shake the nation. It began in the early months of 2006 when children from the nearby slums started disappearing. One by one, without a trace, they vanished. The families, panicked and grief-stricken, approached the local police, but their cries for help fell on deaf ears. The authorities dismissed these disappearances as cases of runaways or lost children, a common occurrence in the densely populated slums of India. But as the number of missing children started to mount, so did suspicion. The local community began to question the strange activities at Pandar's house. It wasn't until a local water supplier discovered a human skull in a drain leading from the house that the grim reality began to dawn. The police were finally forced to investigate, and what they unearthed was a horror beyond comprehension. Human remains were found in the drains and in the backyard of the house. The victims, all from the nearby slums, were mostly children but also included young women. The extent of the crime was overwhelming, and the nation watched in shock and disbelief as the horrific details of the case unfolded. The perpetrators, Pandar and Kohli, were arrested and charged with kidnapping, rape and murder. Kohli, who confessed to the killings, described in chilling detail how they lured their victims into the house with the promise of sweets or jobs, only to brutally murder them later. Pandar, although initially denying any involvement, was implicated by Kohli's confessions and the mounting evidence against him. As the case proceeded, it brought to light the gross negligence of the local police and the socio-economic divide that allowed such a heinous crime to go unnoticed for so long. The apathy of the authorities towards the plight of the slum dwellers, who were mostly poor and marginalized, added another layer of darkness to this already grim tale. The Nithari killings sparked nationwide outrage and fear. It served as a stark reminder of the susceptibility of the vulnerable in society and the depths of depravity that humans can sink to. It forced the nation to confront the harsh realities of its deep-seated social disparities and the need for reform in its law enforcement practices. Today, the Nithari case stands as one of the most notorious crimes in India's history. It is a chilling testament to the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected places, behind the facade of normalcy, within the heart of a bustling community. The Nithari killings, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks within the human psyche. Moving from the narrow lanes of Nithari, we head to the city of Kolkata, haunted in the 80s by a spectre known as the Stone Man. The Stone Man of Kolkata is one of India's most infamous and elusive criminals. Emerging out of nowhere in the mid-80s, this unidentified assailant left a chilling mark on the city's history. With no known motive or pattern, the Stone Man targeted the most vulnerable, the city's homeless and destitute, who were asleep on the streets during the dead of night. The Stone Man's modus operandi was as simple as it was brutal. Using a heavy stone or a concrete slab, the perpetrator would crush the skull of the unsuspecting victim, ensuring instant death. The first wave of killings occurred over 6 terrifying months, claiming 13 lives. Each victim was found in the early morning, their head gruesomely smashed, with a blood-stained stone lying nearby. There were no witnesses, no clues, just the silent and horrific aftermath of a cold-blooded murder. The city was gripped by a palpable fear, and the police were under immense pressure to solve the case. Despite their best efforts, the identity of the Stoneman remained a mystery. Numerous suspects were interrogated, but none could be conclusively linked to the crimes. The killings suddenly stopped as abruptly as they had started, leaving the police and the city in a state of bewildered relief. The Stoneman case remains one of India's most baffling unsolved mysteries. Theories abound, from the plausible to the outlandish, yet none have been able to shed light on the true identity of the killer or the motive behind the murders. Was it the work of a deranged serial killer, a group of miscreants, or something even more sinister? The Stoneman of Kolkata, a phantom who vanished into thin air, leaving behind a trail of fear and unanswered questions. These harrowing tales of crime are not just stories, but a reflection of the dark and disturbing facets of our society. The shadows of deception, the Nithari killings, the Stoneman of Kolkata. These are not mere tales spun from the imagination of a writer, but the grim reality of humanity's darkest corners. Each story, a chilling reminder of how the line between man and monster can blur and become indistinguishable. The shadows of deception demonstrated how trust can be manipulated and how easily we can be led astray by those we consider our own. It served as a stark reminder of the need for caution and skepticism, even in the face of the most familiar relationships. The Nithari killings, a chilling tale of cold-blooded murder, shook us to our core. It was a horrifying testament to the depths of depravity that humans can sink to, leaving a lasting impact on the collective consciousness of society. The case highlighted the need for increased vigilance and awareness, especially in vulnerable communities. The Stoneman of Kolkata, a case still shrouded in mystery, was a story of a faceless killer who shook an entire city to its core. It was a grim reminder of the lurking dangers in our society and the importance of community vigilance. The societal impact of these crimes cannot be understated. They serve as a harsh wake-up call, reminding us of the need for constant vigilance and awareness. They underscore the importance of education, both in terms of personal safety and understanding the signs of potential danger. But above all, they emphasize the need for humanity, for empathy towards victims, for understanding of their plight, and for collective action to prevent such horrors from recurring. These stories are a call to action, a plea for a more vigilant, aware, and compassionate society. Remember, the darkness is not around us but within us. Stay vigilant, stay safe.